talking about the clinical features of HIV. The virus has entered the cell. So acute HIV infection, 2 to 4 weeks after the entry. So virus has just entered, it will multiply and viremia everywhere will be there. The patient will feel fever, headache, rash, flu-like illness because body suddenly sees viral explosion. Immune activation occurs, cytokines are released that cause flu-like symptoms like fever, headache and rash. Here CD4 count is still normal, but virus is already destroying the CD4 cells silently. Highly infectious stage, maximum viremia is in the acute HIV infection, which is 2 to 4 weeks after the entry. Now chronic HIV, it is called as latency phase. Virus hides inside the genome, then it slowly replicates and immune system gradually weakens. What patient looks like often asymptomatic, may have persistent lymphadenopathy, mild infections. Why no symptoms are there? Because body and virus reach a set point equilibrium. Immune system still coping but slowly losing. And here key concept is this phase can last years and it is prolonged by antiretroviral therapy. Patient is still infectious in this phase. There are no symptoms because body and virus, they reach a set point equilibrium. AIDS is the final stage now where CD4 count is less than 200. So immune system collapses and what happens? Severe immunodeficiency, opportunistic infections and cancers they will start occurring. And wasting syndrome, what is there will be weight loss, diarrhea, fever, neurological damage like dementia will occur, opportunistic infection will occur. Why CNS involvement? Because HIV it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it damages the neurons indirectly. So CD4 count less than 200, that means it is an AIDS diagnosis. So acute HIV infection, this is the earliest stage. In chronic phase, the HIV continues to multiply but at very low levels. Now it's time to see the WHO classification of the stages of HIV infection. Acute infection is group 1 and full-blown AIDS is group 4. Here we can see stage 1 is HIV infection, stage 2 difference in the CD4 cell count per microliter, stage 3 advanced HIV, AHD, then stage 4 AIDS, full-blown AIDS, which denotes complete breakdown of immunity. Stage 1 is CD4 count more than or equal to 500, पाचशेपेक्षा जास्त किंवा 500. Body is still strong, asymptomatic and persistent generalized lymphadenopathy is seen. Why lymph nodes are enlarged? Because continuous immune activation against the virus. And stage 2, it is the CD4 count between 350 and 499. It is early immune weakening, there is moderate weight loss, less than 10%. Recurrent respiratory infections occur, okay. Herpes zoster infection occurs, oral ulcers occur, seborrheic dermatitis. Why these appear? Because the cell-mediated immunity is reduced and it causes viral and fungal infections. They start appearing. In the stage 3, what happens? CD4 count is 200 to 349 and it is advanced immune stage. There is severe weight loss, more than 10%. In early immune weakening in the stage 2, less than 10% of the body weight was decreasing. But here, more than 10% of the body weight reduces. Chronic diarrhea is there, more than 1 month का अगर डायरिया होगा तो ये स्टेज 3 में है. Persistent fever, oral candidiasis, pulmonary TB, okay, ये सारे इन्फेक्शन जरूरी है. Pulmonary TB, oral candidiasis and severe bacterial infections. Why? Because इधर TB का होता है कारण कि TB tuberculosis it is a classic opportunistic infection when cellular immunity drops. In the stage 4 where CD4 count is less than 200, AIDS will occur. What is AIDS? It is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome and there is full immune collapse म्हणजे completely तुमची immunity ठप्प होऊन जाते. आणि major features pneumocystis pneumonia, CMV infection, toxoplasmosis, cryptococcal meningitis, Kaposi sarcoma, lymphoma, okay. हे pneumocystis pneumonia, CMV, toxoplasmosis, cryptococcal meningitis हे सगळं लक्षात ठेव. Why so many infections का आहे? कारण की no CD4, no activation of the macrophages, no cytotoxic response is there. That's why. And this is not virus killing. This is immune system failure killing the patient. Our immune system is failed and that brings upon so many infections and it will kill our patient. So what are the clinical features of HIV? They are not due to direct viral damage, but they are due to failure of the immune response and causing opportunistic infections. Okay, so in acute there is viral storm, flu-like. Chronic there is silent war, asymptomatic is there. And AIDS is the immune collapse, infections and cancer. Okay, why are CD4 counts normal in acute HIV, but patient is highly infectious? What is clinical latency in HIV? What is actually happening inside the cell? In the first acute phase, what we had seen, the CD4 count was normal, but virus is already destroying the CD4 cells silently. And it is highly infectious stage, maximum viremia is there. Virus enters, multiplies and it goes into blood. Clinical latency in HIV is during which stage? Chronic stage. There is clinical latency phase hai. Virus hides inside the genome, it slowly replicates and immune system is gradually weakened. Patient is asymptomatic, may have persistent lymphadenopathy, mild infection. Why is the patient asymptomatic? Because body and virus reach a set point equilibrium. That means homeostasis. That means virus it slowly replicates and our body's immune system it slowly copes but it is losing. ठीक आहे, व्हायरस जो मल्टिप्लाय होतोय त्याच्या अगेन्स्ट आपली बॉडी स्लोली आपलं कोपिंग मेकॅनिझम दाखवते, इम्युन सिस्टम दाखवते, पण आपला इम्युन सिस्टम पण तसाच हळूहळू वीकन होत आहे. तर दॅट मीन्स इट हॅज रिच्ड अन इक्विलिब्रियम. आणि इथं काय म्हणतं, यालाच आपण लेटन्सी पिरियड म्हणतो. वाय डज टीबी कॉमनली अपिअर इन स्टेज 3 HIV? स्टेज 3 HIV मध्ये टीबी का होतो? कारण की सेल्युलर इम्युनिटी ड्रॉप झालेली आहे, किती तुमचं CD4 200 to 349 आहे. आणि तसं करत करत तुम्हाला ऑपॉर्च्युनिस्टिक इन्फेक्शन झालेलं आहे MTBचा. नंतर वाय ऑपॉर्च्युनिस्टिक इन्फेक्शन मेन कॉज ऑफ डेथ अँड नॉट HIV इटसेल्फ? वाय नॉट HIV इटसेल्फ ना? तर जे ऑपॉर्च्युनिस्टिक इन्फेक्शन आहेत, ओके वेट, आय डोंट नो इट्स एक्झॅक्ट आन्सर. आणि व्हॉट इज सिग्निफिकन्स ऑफ CD4 लेस दॅन 200? या ठिकाणी तुमची इम्युनिटी मॅक्सिमली ड्रॉप झालेली आहे, तुम्हाला एड्स झालेला आहे आणि तुम्ही युआर प्रीडिस्पोज टू वेरियस इन्फेक्शन्स. आणि वेन देर इज नो CD4 देर इज नो ॲक्टिवेशन ऑफ मॅक्रोफेज, नो सायटोटॉक्सिक रिस्पॉन्स अँड हेन्स युआर प्रीडिस्पोज टू इन्फेक्शन्स. सो आपण काय याचं काउंट एकदा लक्षात कर. स्टेज 1, 2, 3 आणि 4. स्टेज 1मध्ये म्हणजे कसं 500, मग नंतर आपण येतो 350ला. खालून चालू कर. स्टेज 4 कधी आहे? जेव्हा तुमचं 200पेक्षा कमी आहे. नंतर 200 ते 350 असेल तर दॅट इज स्टेज 3. नंतर 350 ते 500 असेल तर दॅट इज स्टेज 2. आणि 500च्या वरती असेल तर दॅट इज स्टेज 1. ओके, सो 200, 350, 500 असं. देन आन्सर्स बघून घेऊयात एकदा आपण. CD4 count less than 200 cells per microliter. Viral मध्ये CMV, herpes simplex, latent viruses reactivate when immunity is fall. It is when immunity falls, these latent viruses they reactivate. Fungal infections like Candida, Cryptococcus, Histoplasma aspergillus, they infect us. Fungi are normally controlled by T cells, but now they are unchecked. Parasitic like Toxoplasma in the brain, Cryptosporidium, strongyloids, they also cause this toxoplasmosis it causes brain lesion in AIDS. Malignancies like Kaposi sarcoma, lymphoma, immune surveillance falls and tumors grow. So here we can see all the bacterial, viral, mycotic, parasitic and malignancies that are associated with AIDS patient, untreated AIDS patient. Tuberculosis and non-tuberculous infection, nocardia, salmonellosis, campylobacter, legionnaires, virus CMV, herpes simplex, mycotic, pneumocystis jirovecii infection, candidosis, cryptococcosis, histoplasmosis aspergillosis, parasitic are cryptosporidiosis, sporidiosis and isosporiasis, generalized strongyloidiasis, toxoplasmosis. Malignancies are Kaposi sarcoma, lymphomas, Hodgkin and non-Hodgkin types. Let us see the effect of HIV/AIDS on various systems of the body. In general, there will be weight loss. More than 10% of your body weight will be lost. Fever, chronic diarrhea, fatigue. It is called as HIV wasting syndrome. Okay, HIV wasting syndrome, it is very important in AIDS. There will be weight loss, fever, chronic diarrhea, and fatigue. Respiratory problems will be dry cough, dyspnea, pneumonia due to pneumocystitis, CMV, and fungi. There will be TB. And we have to remember the pneumocystitis jirovecii pneumonia caused by, it is a fungal positive organisms disease. Ophthalmic are cotton wool spots, CMV retinitis. Why? Because there will be microvascular damage and viral invasion. So cotton wool spots, okay? GIT, oral thrush will be there, candidiasis. Hairy leukoplakia will be seen. Esophageal candidiasis, chronic diarrhea due to parasites. Here we have to remember oral candidiasis, it is an early clue. In CNS, so HIV, it will cross the blood-brain barrier and it will cause neuronal dysfunction and it will cause toxoplasmosis, cryptococcus meningitis. Not the HIV, but due to its immunodeficiency, it causes, there will be toxoplasmosis, cryptococcus meningitis, HIV encephalopathy, which will cause dementia. In skin, there will be herpes lesions, seborrheic dermatitis, molluscum contagiosum. Malignancies we have seen. So these are all things. Malignancies. Now talking about the pediatric AIDS, we had seen this much. Now the remaining pediatric AIDS things we have to see. It is in the child whose immune system is immature. Early humoral deficiency, recurrent bacterial infection, failure to thrive, chronic diarrhea, lymphadenopathy, more prominent. Less common in children is Kaposi sarcoma and cryptococcus infection. Diagnosis is by DNA PCR, not antibody. Why? Because maternal antibodies, they give false positives. We do DNA PCR and we don't do antibody things. So, number of infected children fail to survive first year of life. Children may also acquire infection from blood transfusion or blood product. Children develop humoral immunodeficiency early, leading to recurrent bacterial infection. As a result, they fail to thrive. Chronic diarrhea, more common among children than adult. Lymphadenopathy, more pronounced than in adult. Tuberculosis, opportunistic bacterial infection, more common manifestation in the pediatric AIDS. TB and opportunistic bacterial infection. Lymphocytic interstitial pneumonia seen mostly in the children. Kaposi sarcoma, toxoplasmosis, and cryptococcosis are less common in children than in adult. How we do the diagnosis? By DNA PCR. Early infant diagnosis introduced by NACO. What is NACO? National AIDS Control Organization. Okay. So National AIDS Control Organization, it introduced the early infant diagnosis and by detecting the HIV infection in newborns. So infants born to HIV positive mothers must be screened early after birth in order to start treatment or monitor for mother to child transmission. Strategy to diagnose infants or children below 18 months is by DNA polymerase chain reaction, PCR polymerase chain reaction, which detects HIV-1 proviral DNA integrated within the human genome. Whole blood or spots of the infant's blood dried on a filter paper (DBS) are collected for this test. The blood is eluted out of the filter paper and the sample is used to extract the DNA for PCR. Test for antibodies in infants below 6 months of age yield positive results. There is yield false positive results on account of the presence of maternal